In 2015, Rob Atteberry ran the Riverbank Run 25K alone in a field of thousands of strangers.
This Saturday, he'll do so alongside and with the support of dozens of friends and family. Larry Figursky joins us now with more on Rob, Team Ats, and their mantra, go, go, go.
Yeah, the first time Rob ran the Riverbank, his goal was simply to complete the 25K, to test his endurance, strength, resolve, and faith following the most difficult time of his life. The second opportunity, more about being competitive with the clock, and a way of saying thanks for a second opportunity at life Rob was told he probably would never get.
It is said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. But most of Rob Atteberry's pictures say and repeat just one.
Go, go, go!
The former yet longtime Ada resident, a gregarious, successful businessman.
I mean, I traveled all over the world. It was amazing. And oh my God, the people. I just loved all the people.
Whose travels in life nearly came to a sudden end in 2012.
I had my 40th birthday. Amazing. All my friends were there. And 5 days later, I found out.
After battling severe congestion issues for nearly a year, Rob was diagnosed with sinus cancer.
It wasn't supposed to be anything, what the doctor originally thought. And then he called us to the office. And that's when I found out it was large B-cell lymphoma. It was in my nose.
He would go through 6 months of chemotherapy and after another month and a half of radiation treatment.
And then between the chemo and the radiation, the company I was working for over here let me go. And that was tough. That was tough. And that shook me for about 2 weeks, almost to the point where I was like, I don't really know what I'm going to do with myself. That was the moment I decided I was going to do an Ironman.
But shortly after his treatment ended and his training began,
I went to go run right out this door, and I couldn't run. And I'm like, what is going on? And then I just went downhill.
Rob began to lose his ability to even walk and talk.
The doctor finally did an MRI on my brain, and that's when they found out it was all over my brain. It was like 5 spider webs around my brain. 2 of them which sat on my motor skills and my speech, my speech skills. That's why I wasn't really talking and walking.
And the prognosis was not good.
My wife asked how long I was going to be alive if I went through this treatment. And he said I would be alive from 1 year to 2 years at the most, which would have been July of 2014 to July of 2015.
So Rob then sought out a different type of treatment at the University of Michigan, battling through another grueling 6 months of chemo, 6 different 4-day sessions to his head and brain, followed by 12 more rounds of radiation.
I lost all my memory. My brain was basically erased, and then you have to start over again. Literally start over again, walking, talking, and understanding the world. I didn't know my own kid's name.
When he did begin to talk again and regained some of his memory, doctors began this lifelong swimmer's rehab in the pool.
They put me in the pool. I swam before I could really walk.
And it was there and at rehab that Rob started and kept saying to himself, go, go, go.
You know, that's one of the things that goes on with cancer people. You have to have a phrase, something that keeps you going, a mantra.
Go, go, go!
And I just would say that to myself and just keep myself moving forward.
Go, go, go!
I always thought about my family. I always kept going.
Go, go, go!
I said it at the physical therapy, and they started saying it to me.
Go, go, go!
In between, he began writing a book, more of a eulogy, if you will, under that same mantra for his 4 sons, just in case.
The book was for my boys. I didn't know if I was going to live.
But as Rob got stronger, the book extended from who he was to what he had battled, how he got through it, and who he had become because of it.
Family is everything.
And by January of 2015, the man who had been told he would probably never be in remission was declared just that.
And I'm like, what? And so I just was like, all right, I'm going to do the Riverbank Run 25K. That was a tough race. But I went out there and I ran it. I did like 3 hours and 45 minutes, I think, or something like that. But I ended and I made it.
And when he finished, he fell into the waiting arms of his wife, Carrie, a moment that changed his life forever.
Getting the hug from my wife was just an absolutely pivotal moment of my life. This is the picture that means like everything to me.
In the time since, he has completed multiple marathons, Ironmans, and triathlons.
I'm happy every day.
And this Saturday will return to Grand Rapids to take another shot at the Riverbank Run 25K, this time healthy, happy, and at full speed.
Every event is special. Every day I'm alive is special. And so it's just, it's going to be an awesome thing. It's going to be an awesome thing.
Go, go, go!
And Rob hopes to take more than an hour off his time from 3 years ago, but regardless, says just being there and being able to run with family and friends will make it a very special day. Another very special day.
Larry, he had every reason, several of them, to give up at any point in time in that journey.
Exactly. And now he's created this Team ATS, and everyone is involved with it. A lot of people were in the same situation as him, and, you know, like, well, even all of us who have been in a life-threatening situation, he has a perspective on what really matters in life. And he lives it like that every day.
And the energy.
Yeah,
My goodness.
I'd love to be around him for a week and get myself back in shape, you know?
That's right.
He's boundless energy.
All right.
Nice
Larry,
piece. Thank you, Larry.
We